देखा है? चलो, I'll tell you why I showed you this video. क्यों? Yeah. Oh, actually, he ran away from his home. He never listened to his parents. Okay, then he got into a bad company, and due to this, he was misguided. He was led into the drug racket, and he got addicted to drugs. And finally, some good people in internet they saw this situation, and they tried to help this guy. But this boy was sent to school, but he could not, continue. He died within some 6 months or 7 months after this incident. This video became viral. Okay, fine. So here we'll see a small chapter that is called as cell, and after this chapter we'll see, just a minute. Okay, cell, a very important part of the human body and all the living beings. So let us try to understand this chapter in detail. ठीक है? Discovery of this cell. The things around us are either living or non-living. Let us talk about a few non-living things. Observe the following structures. They are very different from each other. They differ in shape and size. But do they have anything common properties? What is that common properties? Yes, they are all made up of bricks. Bricks are the basic building blocks. You understand? Next. Similarly, there are millions of living beings on this earth. Different flowers, different animals, different fruits. They also differ in size and shape. These building blocks are called as cells. Do you understand? They all have something common that is called as cells. Now we have two types of cells, plant cell and animal cell. We'll see this in detail. They are the building blocks. This is the scientist Robert Hooke in 1665 observed slices of cork under simple magnifying devices. So the first question in your exam, the question will be who discovered cell? What is the answer? Robert Hooke. Okay. Next. Cork is a part of a bark of a tree. Imagine this is the tree and I have zoomed in. This is the tree and I have zoomed in. So this part of the tree, Robert Hooke watched it carefully and he noticed partition boxes or compartments in the cork slices. So he looked at these things carefully. So his observation was these boxes appeared like a honeycomb. Okay, you might have seen honeycomb, correct? No, it looks like this. So look at this, how beautifully it is. There is compartments of boxes. So here he also noticed that one box was separated from the other by a wall or partition. You can see this yellow color. It looks like a partition wall. What Hooke observed as boxes or cells in the cork were actually dead cells. Hooke coined the term cell for each box. Cells of living organism could be observed only after the discovery of improved microscopes. So it was after 150 years. 1665, look at this. 1665, Robert Hooke told there is something called a cell, but we didn't have any. Just a minute. Okay, but we didn't have the exact idea how the cell looks like. So that's the reason after 150 years we have cells like this. Come here, sit that side. Wait, udhar beto. Sit that side. Okay, so today we also know a lot about cell structure and its function because of improved microscopes having high magnification. Okay, so look at this. In the living world, organisms differ from one another, but all are made up of cells. We'll see this in detail now. Look at this. This is animal cell. These are all bacteria, amoeba, bacteria, viruses. Cells in the living organism are basic structural units. So these are the basic units. So okay, this is how the cells looks like. Now we'll see what is this animal, why this is, no, we have one tail kind of thing here. Cells in the living organism are complex living structures as the cells are made up of many little organs within them called as cell organelles. You might have heard about mitochondria, correct? Mitochondria, then you have Golgi apparatus, then you have endoplasmic reticulum. So all, they look like this. Got it? Next, cell number, shape and size. How do scientists observe and study the living cells? They use microscopes which magnify objects. Stains are used to color. So those who have studied biology, you have an experience of looking onion cells under the microscope. Correct? You give a color and then you watch it. So this is how the detailed structure is being studied under the microscope. Living organisms are of different shapes and sizes. Their organs also vary in shape and size and number of cells. Let us study about them now in detail. Number of cells. Human body has trillions of cells which vary in shapes and sizes. This is very important chapter. Today we'll study about cell, then we have something called as tissue, then we have organs. Okay, then in 10th standard you have a chapter called as digestive system, respiratory system, reproductive system. You will understand those chapters only these things are strong. Let me ask you one question. Imagine you are walking for 10 kilometers continuously. Will you get tired? Yes. Then what do you do if you get tired? You take rest or you drink water, you take food, something like that. Okay. Next, one question. Since the time of your birth, the moment you were born, the heart is pumping. Is there any time in your life that the heart was tired and the heart took break for some time? Yeah. Then why heart? Yeah. That will be called as heart attack. Correct? Okay. So the question is why the heart never gets tired? You understand? So we'll see this one by one. Okay. Different groups of cell performs varieties of function. We have different types of cells. Organism made of more than one cell are called as multicellular organs. Okay. For example, plants and humans and birds. The number of cells being less in smaller organism does not in any way affect the function of the organism. For example, imagine here we have a dolphin and here we have a small rat. Okay, we have the same type of cells. Okay, but their function will be same or somewhere it will be different. Now imagine the cell here inside the rat will be small and the cell in this dolphin will be little larger in size, but the function remains the same. Look at this. Okay, for locomotion, some cells helps in locomotion, some cells helps in nutrition, then reproduction. You will be surprised to know that an organism with billions of cells begins life as a single cell, which is a fertilized egg. Okay, look at this now. Do you understand? Okay, so this is the fertilized egg on the top. Slowly it multiplies. Okay, then baby is formed. Okay, this is how the life evolves. The single cell organisms are called unicellular organisms. So here you have all the necessary functions that multicellular organism does. This complete body will do together. You can see some white line flashing here, correct? So that is helping in locomotion. If this organism wants to move in the water body, this will help. Okay, we'll see that what is pseudopodia, etc. Look at this. A single cell organism like amoeba captures and digests food, respires, excretes, grows and reproduces. So can you see this green color thing? This green color is a food, and this is amoeba which is trying to eat that food and throw it out. Okay, so it is trying to capture. So this is one complete cell. So amoeba is a unicellular organism. Look at this. Okay, similar functions in multicellular organisms are carried with a group of specified cells. Okay, so here, for example, heart, tissues, the cells they form into tissues, tissues they form into organs. Shape of cells. How do you define the shape of amoeba in this figure? What is the shape of this amoeba here? Is it circle or square or rectangle, or you cannot define it? You cannot tell it properly. Okay, so you may say that the shape appears irregular. There is no proper shape. Okay, so in fact, unlike other organism, amoeba has no definite shape. So look at this. It keeps on changing its shape. Okay, it is keeping on changing its shape because it want to eat food. It will grab the food and throw it outside. Next, this is because of the projections of varying length protruding out of its body. These are called as pseudopodia. Pseudo means false, podia means feet. So here you can see this is the food particle, and amoeba wants to eat this food particle. So it will extend and it will grab this food, it will take inside and throw outside. So these are false feet. False feet are called as what? Pseudopodia. Okay, next. Pseudopodia facilitates movement and capturing food in amoeba. So this is how the amoeba is trying to capture the food. Got it? They clear? Okay, next. A white blood cell in human blood is another example of single cell which can change its shape. So in blood we have WBC and RBC. What is WBC? White blood cell. And what is RBC? Red blood cells. Okay. But while WBC is a cell, amoeba is a full-fledged organism capable of independent existence. Okay. So this is the difference that you need to know. Generally cells are round, spherical or elongated. So these are the three varieties of cells. The shape of the cells, generally it will be round, spherical or it will be elongated. Some cells are long and pointed at both ends. They exhibit a spindle shape. Cells sometimes are quite long. Some are branched like nerve cell or neuron. So this is neuron. Okay, now in exam they will ask you one more question. Which is the lengthiest cell in the human body? What is the answer? Which is the lengthiest cell in human body? Neuron. Which is the lengthiest bone in human body? Femur. Okay. It is in thigh. Now look at this. The nerve cell receives and transfers messages, thereby helping to control and coordinate the working of different parts of the body. Okay, so this is how the nerve cell electric pulse is sent through your nerve, and your brain gets to know what you are doing it. So components of the cell are enclosed in a membrane. Look at this pink color which is highlighted. Imagine you are buying something in a grocery shop and they are giving you a bag. So this is like a bag, a protective layer. Inside this layer, everything is there. Mitochondria, nucleus, endoplasmic reticulum. Okay, everything is there inside it. And this red color you can see, that is a jelly substance that is called as cytoplasm. Okay, so this outside what you have is called as membrane or a covering layer, protective layer. It provides a shape to the cell of organism. Cell wall is an additional covering over the cell membrane in plant cells only. Remember this. Can you see this highlighted thing? Right? So this is present in plant cell only. समझ में आया? So the first difference you should come to know, cell wall is present in plant cell only because it gives a particular shape. Okay. Now if you want to know the age of a tree, I will take the dead cells and then I will determine the age of the tree. Got it? Next. Bacterial cell also has a cell wall. Now the question is, bacteria is a plant or an animal? Is it a living being? First of all, tell me. Bacteria is a living or non-living? Living. So bacteria is a plant cell or an animal cell? Animal cell. Just now I told you animal don't have cell wall, but here there is an exception. What is that exception? Bacteria will have cell wall. Okay. So now next you have the size of the cells in living organism may be as small as millionth of a meter. or as sometimes maybe it will be few centimeters also. Look at this. Neuron, I told you, neuron is the lengthiest cell. Okay. So when you look into the microscope, you can see different size and shape. So you can magnify image, you can get it. The smallest cell is 0.1 to 0.5 micrometer, and the largest cell is that of the egg of an ostrich. This is another question asked in your examination. Which is the largest egg? Answer is ostrich. Largest egg and largest cell also. Okay. Next, the size of the cells has no relation with the size of the body. Just now I told you, elephant is the largest animal on this earth, terrestrial animal. Then here you have the rat. Now there is a cell here called as neuron cell, and here also the rat also has the neuron cell. They do the same operation. Look at this. It is not necessary that the cell in the elephant be much bigger than those in the rat. Okay, so here the cell will be same. Okay, the same cell will be here also. Say the same function the cell is going to do. Okay, so now look at this. The size of the cell is related to its function. You got it? Nerve cell here, nerve cell here. So if it is nerve cell, they are going to send the signals, electric pulse. They are having the same functions here. Next, cell structure and function. Each living organism has many organs. This is fish, this is cow, pigeon. Each organ in the system performs different functions such as digestion, assimilation, and absorption. Similarly, different organs of a plant perform specialized function. For example, here we have plants. Roots helps in the absorption of water and minerals. You know this, right? See, this is the roots here. So roots are going to help in absorption of water and the minerals. NPK, nitrogen, phosphorus, and potash. Okay, next. Leaves are responsible for synthesis of food by the process of photosynthesis. So the plants are green in color. Why? Due to the presence of chloroplast. Okay. So plant cell, they have a different function. Each organ is further made up of smaller parts called as tissues. Okay, imagine this is heart. Okay, and these are made up of nerve, a different kind of tissues here. This is the tree, and the bark of the tree is made up of different tissues. A tissue is a group of cells performing specific functions. The cell is living organism, has a basic structural unit. Okay, look at this basic structural unit. So this is the animal cell, this is the plant cell. Okay, it looks like this. This is the cell, and in future we get something like this, a human. Okay, it keeps multiplying and we get something called as human. Look at this plant cell, a very small cell here, but it becomes a very huge tree. Okay, then we are into a very important section here, that is called as parts of important cell membrane, cytoplasm, and nucleus. Let us see one by one. First we'll see cell membrane. Okay, cytoplasm and nucleus. We'll see this one by one. Ready? Okay. So we have plasma membrane, or it is also called as cell membrane. The cytoplasm and nucleus are enclosed in the cell membrane. Okay, look at this. Can you see this nucleus? Can you see this cytoplasm? Okay, this is all locked inside something called as plasma membrane. Plasma membrane is nothing but a covering. Okay, like egg has a covering white shell, like that this is a plasma membrane. And see, look at this, how the plasma membrane look. It is porous. It has little gaps in it, so that some impurities can come go inside and it can come outside. Okay, so look at this. The membranes are separate cells from one another, and also the cell form in the surrounding medium. Okay, look at this. So this is how this yellow thing is called as the cell membrane, and inside it everything is located. Okay, inside it everything is located. The plasma membrane is porous and allows the movement of a substance or the material both inward and outward. This is the layer. So this is nothing but food particles. So this food particles, it goes from inside to outside and outside to inside. So this is porous. It is not completely impermeable. Got it? Yes. The cell membrane gives shapes to the cell. Okay, this is responsible for the shape of the cell. Next, cilia, and it is also called as flagella. So now let us try to understand. Some cells have these small extensions on their cell membrane. See, this is the cell, and can you see the small thorn kind of thing? Okay, these are called as the small extensions. This is, and here you have small legs, tiny legs. Imagine here this guy has only one tail kind of thing. This helps in locomotion or movement. Okay, I'll show you how it moves. Look at this. So this white color tiny legs are called as cilia. It is called as what? Cilia. So this is how the paramecium and all these people they keep moving. Okay, next. This is called as flagella. Can you see this one single moving like a snake? Right? So this helps in movement of this organism. If this organism want to move from one place to other, this snake kind of thing, this white color which is moving here, this is called as flagella. Okay, flagellum and cilia. So they help in locomotion. See, look how this organism is moving. You have to see this in microscope. So this is water, and inside water we have amoeba, paramecium, and all these people here, and they help. This is paramecium, and this is euglena down. Got it? Okay. Cell wall. In addition to the cell membrane, there is an outer thick layer in plant cells only. Okay, remember, in plant cells only you have what here? Cell wall. Okay, it gives a additional protection. This additional layer surrounding the cell membrane is required by plants for protection. Now, why do we require protection for plants only? Look at this. Because the plant, they have to protect from various disasters, like for example temperature. Okay, the temperature outside, can the plants move from one place to other? What about animals? Yes, if it is rainy, if it is very hot, animals can move, but plants cannot move. So in order to protect itself, the cell, they will have this cell wall. Do you understand? Now look at this temperature. Temperature is very high, so that time the cell wall, okay, in plant cell will protect it. Next, sometimes it's low, it's very cold. Okay, so plant cell wall will protect it. Sometimes it is very high wind. Okay, so plant cell will protect it. Sometimes the moisture is very high. During rainy season, the moisture is high, so that time plant cell wall will protect it. Plants are exposed to so many variation, they cannot move. To observe cells, they have this many protections. Do you understand? If you want a real feel of how the cell wall functions, you can see this kind of plants. I'll show you these plants. Okay, your teacher will show you in your class. Okay, so you can peel the skin and you can see it under the microscope. You can easily understand. Okay, so cell wall is done. Now everyone, can you see this dark blue liquid inside it? So imagine this is a lake. Dark blue thing which you can see, this is a lake, and everything is floating in that lake. Nucleus is floating, mitochondria is floating, endoplasmic reticulum is floating, lysosome is floating. So this is called as cell organelles, or it is called as cytoplasm. Blue color thing is called as what? Cytoplasm. Cell wall is over. Now we are watching cytoplasm. Okay, look at this. It is a jelly like substance present between the cell membrane and the nucleus. Various other components, they are present inside the cytoplasm, and they are, first one is mitochondria, Golgi bodies, and chloroplast. Which cell organelle is called as the powerhouse of the cell? Mitochondria. Why? ATP. Okay, ATP means adenosine triphosphate. Okay. Next question in your exam, those are writing higher level exam, the question will be like, which part of the human body or human organs or cell has DNA? Nucleus has DNA. Any other part? Mitochondria. Okay. Nucleus is also having DNA, and mitochondria is also having DNA. Okay, remember that. Look at this. Now, where is mitochondria in this cell? Can you see this yellow blinking area this here? This is mitochondria. Next, Golgi bodies. This is called as Golgi bodies. Next, chloroplast. So this green color thing is called as what? Chloroplast. Okay. You will learn about them in the later classes. Don't worry about it. I'll teach you. Nucleus. Next, we are moving on to nucleus. So this is how nucleus looks like. It is an important component of the living cell. Can you see this yellow substance here? Inside it, you have DNA and all these things. Okay? Look at this. It is generally spherical and located in the center of the cell. It can be stained and can be easily visible under a microscope. Okay, so can you see this dark blue or pink color thing? This is called as the nucleus. Nucleus is separated from cytoplasm by a membrane called the nuclear membrane. Can you see this pink color area here? This is called as nuclear membrane. Okay, so this membrane is also porous, and now this these blue dots are called as porous. Okay, this allows the movement of materials between the cytoplasm and inside of the nucleus. So with microscope you can see it in detail. It is called as nucleolus. Okay, next. Nucleus contains thread-like structures. Can you see these thread-like structures? Small thread-like structures. This is called as chromosomes. What is this here? Chromosomes. Okay. So chromosomes, they look like this. Chromosome, they look like this. And these chromosomes, they carry gene. They carry gene. Okay. Gene is very, very important. We'll see that in detail. So genes, they carry message to the next generation or inheritance. Do you understand? Okay. Transfer the characters from the parents to the offspring. The height, weight, color of the skin, everything depends on the gene. Okay. The chromosome can be seen only when the cell divides. Remember this. Chromosome can be seen only when the cell divides. Cell division, those who have taken biology in 11th standard, you might have studied a chapter called as cell division. You have mitosis and meiosis, and then you have anaphase, mesophase, prophase, right? Meiophase 1, there's a 2 hota hai, right? Okay, so look at this. Chromosome divides like this. Now what is gene? Gene is a unit of inheritance in living organism. Okay, so inheritance. Transmission of a genetic qualities from parents to offsprings. It controls the transfer of hereditary characteristics from parents to offsprings. Okay. Next, this means that your parents pass some of their characteristics on to you. If your father has a brown eyes, you may also have a brown eyes. Yesterday we have seen a chapter called as human eye, correct? Okay, next, if your mother has a curly hair, you might also end up having a curly hair. So these are all genes. Okay, different combination of genes from parent result in different characteristics. Okay, so look at this. Two types of ears in humans we have. One will be open lobe, another will be closed lobe. Okay, next. Nucleus, in addition to its role in inheritance, acts as a control center of the activities of the cell. So it's very important. This will determine how this other organelle should function. Okay, so let us try to see this in detail. The entire content of the living cell is known as protoplasm. Okay, the entire content of living cell is known as protoplasm. It includes cytoplasm and the nucleus. Okay, protoplasm is called as the living substance of the cell. The nucleus of the bacterial cell is not well organized like the cells of the multicellular organism. So here we have, for example, bacteria. Okay, so inside bacteria, everything is mixed. Okay, it is not arranged properly. But in plant cell and animal cell, it is not like that. So there is no nuclear membrane. So chromosome, mitochondria, everything is mixed up. So these kind of animals are called as prokaryotes. There are two types of cells here, prokaryotes and Vedic, prokaryotes and eukaryotes. Okay, so look at this, prokaryotes, everything is mixed up. There is no nucleus, there is no proper setup here. But in multicellular organism, eukaryotes, everything is mixed up properly. Okay, arranged properly here. So look at this. The organism with these kinds of cell are called as prokaryotes. Examples are bacteria, blue-green algae. Okay, how many of you know blue-green algae? How many of, okay, give me an example where you have seen this. Yes, sometimes if you go to a lake or a pond, you can see very thin green color layer on it. Sticky, it is very sticky layer. Correct? So that is called as blue-green algae, or it is also called as cyanobacteria. Yes, it is also known as what? Cyanobacteria. Remember this. Cells having well organized nucleus are known as eukaryotes. For example, this is plants and animals. Okay. Next, vacuole. While observing the onion cells under the microscope, you can see like this. Okay, when you see the onion cell, it looks like this. We notice blank looking structures in the cytoplasm. So it is called vacuole. Got it? Next, large vacuoles are common in plant cell. Important distinguishing between some points, plant cell and animal cell. In plant cell, the vacuoles will be large in size. Okay, so remember this. Vacuoles will be large in plant cell. Next, vacuoles in animal cell are much smaller. Do you all understand? In animal cell, it will be very, very small. Okay, next. It appears as an empty space in the cytoplasm. It is generally large in plant cells and smaller in animal cell. We have seen this. It stores excess of water and waste products. It stores water and waste products. So let us have a small revision. Okay, tell me, which among the following cell has cell wall? Plant cell or animal cell? Plant cell. Okay, next. Which cell organelle is called as powerhouse of the cell? Mitochondria. Okay, which cell? Plant cell or animal cell? In which cell chloroplast is absent? Chloroplast is absent. Animal cell. Why? It is green pigment and green pigment are present in plant cell. Okay, next. Which cell has large vacuole? Plant cell or animal cell? And small vacuole? Okay, who will store excess water? Vacuole or mitochondria? Yes, vacuole. Look at this. Now here you have vacuoles. Excess of water is stored here. In amoeba, food materials held in food vacuoles for digestion. Okay, so this is amoeba. Next, what is plastids? There are several small colored bodies in the cytoplasm of the plant cell. For example, cells of Tradescantia leaf. Okay, so look at this. So what is plastids? They are scattered in the cytoplasm of the leaf cell. These are called plastids. दिख रहा है सबको? These are called as what? Plastids. Okay, in which cell? Plant cell or animal cell? Plant cell. Okay, they are different in color. So the leaves are of different colors. Okay, next, some of them contain green pigment called chlorophyll. Okay, so green pigment is present in plastids, that is chlorophyll. Green color plastids are called as chloroplast. It is called as what? Chloroplast. Okay, next you have a very important person here, mitochondria. So these are rod shaped or spherical shaped structures. Okay, and it is present both in plant cell and animal cell. They are present in large number in cells engaged in different physiological activities. Okay, so they will be present large in numbers. Okay, next. They are responsible for cellular respiration and generating energy for different activities of cell. Okay, so look at this. Glucose, oxygen. Can you see this? It gives us energy. Do you all understand? Mitochondria is giving us what? Energy. And now in higher standard, when you go to 11th standard and all, we will be studying this mitochondria in detail. The structures you have to draw, what is happening. This is called as cristae. Okay, inside this blue color area, no, this is called as cristae. And now you have to study why this is zigzag shape. Okay, can you see this finger shape like this? This is one finger, this is one finger. Why it is finger shape? Because of the large surface area. Because of what? Large surface area. Okay, so this we will be studying in higher standard. This is the basic class, very, very basic class. So if the large surface area, it will absorb and give more energy. Then what is the reaction going on here? Just now you told me ATP, correct? ATP stands for adenosine triphosphate. What is the DNA stands for? DNA. Deoxyribonucleic acid. RNA, ribonucleic acid. ATP, adenosine triphosphate. Okay, look at this. Hence, they are called as the powerhouse of the cell. Mitochondria is called as the powerhouse of the cell. Okay, tell me who discovered cell? Who, dis- who discovered nucleus? Who discovered nucleus? Robert Robert Brown. If it is cell, answer is Robert Hooke. If it is nucleus, answer is Robert Brown. Okay, remember this. Next, you have endoplasmic reticulum. Okay, so these are the networks like this. Can you see this? Okay, so now we have two types of endoplasmic reticulum, rough endoplasmic reticulum and smooth endoplasmic reticulum. We'll see this one by one. It provides a skeletal framework to the cell. Okay, look at this. It protects the cell nucleus like this. Ribosomes. Okay, next you have ribosome. These are the tiny granules present in the cytoplasm. Okay, like this. So these are called as ribosome, and we have two types of ribosome here, mRNA and rRNA. Okay, see, this we will study in 11th standard, very important. This is how the genes are, the message are forwarded. A, U, C, A, U, G, okay, everything has information. I'll tell you in my higher classes, not now. So just now you just see this. So these guys are going to bring the message, it will be connected and the next inheritance message will be going on. You understand? Next. Golgi complex. They are sac-like structures stacked one above the other. They are stacked one above the other. They are called as the storage material. They store some energy, food, storehouse of the cell. Okay. Now the last few slides remaining. Comparison of plant cell and animal cell. Now tell me, parts, plant cell and animal cell. You are going to fill these blanks now here. Cell membrane. Is it present in plant cell? What about animal cell? Okay. Cell membrane is present in plant cell and it is what happens here? Animals, sorry, here we have present. Next you have cell wall. What about plant cell? Animal cell? Okay, so in plant cell you have present. Okay, nucleus is present in plant cell? Animal cell? Yes. It is present in both. Okay, it is present in both. Next, nuclear membrane present in both. Present in both. Next, cytoplasm. What is cytoplasm? Present here? Both? Yes, it is present both in plant cell and animal cell. Next, plastids. Is it present in animal cell? What is plastids? Give me an example of a plastid. Give me example of a plastids. Chloroplast. What is that? Chloroplast. Okay, so it is present only in plant cell. Next, vacuole. Tell me, vacuole will be small or large in plant cell? And here it will be small. Okay, done. Switch on the lights. Okay, just write 4 lines about this cell chapter. Quick. Whatever you understood, start writing it.